Today's devotion is so Psalms. I titled it Keep Singing, and we're on day 282, and the date, if you're following along on the calendar date, is October the 9th. Today's morning rinse is Psalms 25 through 27, and the featured verse is Psalm 25:8. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he instructs sinners in the way. So simply put, God teaches us to be good and upright because he is good and upright. And it's all through the scriptures, all through it, and especially in the Psalms. So he wants us to be good and upright, not just as kind of here and there or, when the opportunity presents itself, obviously in that moment, but daily, every single day, no matter what we do, be good and upright. He longs to teach us, and he longs to mold us in those moments, especially when we mess up. And when we mess up, he's there. He's there. And of course, we will not be able to learn his way of living if we are not willing to listen and obey. So he will teach us if we are teachable. And it's easy to condemn ourselves when we sin or when we do something that displeases him, but he has committed to guiding us even when we mess up. And sometimes when we mess up, that's the hardest time to accept guidance or accept instruction, because we are full of shame or guilt or what have you. But that's when he's right there, and we have to be teachable in those moments when we mess up. There have been moments in my growth when I have felt like I messed up so bad that I was not worthy or not holy enough to even worship on a Sunday morning. I've been through times where even I feel just so shameful, so awful that I don't even feel worthy to sing the songs. And I remember a few times I felt like I didn't even have the right to lift my hands or sing the songs when the worship team was playing and singing, and the shame and the guilt, it does that to us. It makes us feel like we, are not worthy, or we don't even have the right to do that. And these are negative thoughts that are lies of our soul, and they keep us from staying connected to God and accepting his love, and even accepting the love of others. If we have these negative thoughts and we don't even feel like we have the right to worship, how do you think that sinners feel, or people who don't even, go to church? How do you think that they feel like they don't even feel worthy to walk in the church doors? And so having that acceptance, and knowing what that feels like, we can be better greeters at the front door, or we can be better friends when they mess up. And God knows our struggles. He knows the struggles we have when we mess up. And he knows that we may have times of feeling insecure about how we've behaved or things that we've done, especially when somebody throws past mistakes up in your face. He knows that we are not perfect, and he knows that we will mess up occasionally. And so David reminds us that God will keep instructing us in the right way. Let's look at that featured verse again. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he instructs sinners in the way. And it doesn't just have to be somebody who lives a life of sin. Sin is just falling short. And when we look at the word sinners, we fall short sometimes. And so God instructs us when we mess up, and he will keep instructing us in the right way. And I hope and pray that we are all teachable when we mess up. And God desires, his biggest desire is to stay close to us, and that all would be saved. We are his children, and he wants to be close to us. So don't let the enemy of your soul tell you anything different from this truth. Keep accepting God's love even when you mess up. And I say this a lot, like, stay humble, stay teachable, stay repentant, stay committed to learning his way, and keep singing. No matter what you feel like, keep singing. No matter what you're going through, keep singing. No matter what you have done in the past, keep singing. And when you show up to church on Sunday mornings, or when you are listening to worship music, keep singing. And I know that songs, if you heard the episode when I had Pastor Kevin Seaton on, you know that we talked about singing, and we talked about worship. And so a lot of the things that he said were so vital. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back. It's just a few days. I think it was the 3rd of this month. And so listen to that episode, and I hope that you get some inspiration from him as well. But the reality of it is, no matter what we've done, I would encourage you, keep singing, keep listening to worship music, keep letting it inspire you. Don't let the enemy of your soul tell you that you are not worthy of lifting your hands, or that you are not worthy of going to church, or that you're not worthy of even singing, or you're not worthy to do ministry at all, because those are lies of our soul. And God is there. He is there when we make mistakes, and he is there when we don't feel good. He is there when we feel less than. He is there when we are doing things wrong. He is there when we hurt people. He is there when we say something wrong. He is there. And no matter how you feel about your mistakes, know that you can take those feelings to God. And so today's challenge to you is, have you recently messed up and you feel like you're just not worthy to accept God's love, or you're not worthy to even sing the songs in church or lift your hands in praise? If you feel like you're just not worthy, then, even if your error or mistake was small, or, it doesn't matter the size. Even if your mistake is small, it does have the potential to affect your heart and to breed those lies in our hearts and in our souls. And if you let those lies speak louder than the truth of God, then it can take over your mind. And so I encourage you to take this challenge and lay the shame aside today. Whatever you did, lay the shame aside and sing a worship song today, and feel God's love take over you. And I want you to receive that challenge, because we've all made mistakes, and we've all fallen short, which is sin. We've all taken, a road that maybe God would not have wanted us to take, or words that we've said, or responses to loved ones that we should not have responded to in that way. Be free to accept God's love today and realize that you are worthy. He sent his son to die on the cross so that we may have life and have it more abundantly. And so you are worthy. And just be ready to accept God's instruction and be teachable in that moment, and then go the rest of your day knowing that, God has loved on you in that way. And he loves us so much that he wants to teach us. If he didn't teach us the way, if he didn't teach us how to be good and how to be upright in all that we do and say, then that to me, would not be love. And so accept that love, accept those teachable moments, and feel him today. And then when you reflect on today, and in your journal, pull it out and have your evening reflection, I want you to write down how your singing was. Did you sing today? Did you keep singing? Did it uplift your spirit? Just as Jesus loved those who followed him during his time on earth, he loves us and wants us to keep singing, keep worshiping, no matter what we've done, because you are worthy. And so I hope that today inspired you and encouraged you. And I hope that you did open up an app or go to YouTube and find some worship music and sing along with them. And I know that your spirit will be uplifted. I know it will. And if you don't have my devotional, we are almost halfway through the month of October. Can you believe that? So if you don't have my devotional, it's coming up Christmas time. And so be sure and look on the show notes. There's links to both my devotional and my companion journal. My companion journal is just walking through it right alongside. You can have it next to you, and it repeats the evening reflection as well as the featured verse for that day. So it's specifically for my devotional. It's not a kind of a standalone journal. So if you're ordering the journal and you're hoping that it's a standalone journal, that's not the case. I think people have purchased it, and I might have even gotten a few negative reviews because they thought that it was a standalone journal. But no, it's a companion journal for my devotional. So be sure and take a look at that. And I hope that you guys gear up, and you don't have to necessarily read every single day. I have this devotional. It's a 365-day devotional, and I have it in one of my rooms, and sometimes I just want to pick it up and see what it said for that day. And, you can use my devotional for something as simple as that, or you can use it for walking through the Bible every day, however. But there's a link in the show notes, and I hope that you consider getting it for someone at Christmas time. It's coming. But I hope that today inspired you. I hope that you feel good about where you're at, and that you take on the instructions of the Lord and continue to grow in Him. And until tomorrow, keep rinsing, reflecting, and repeating. God bless you.